Hey, what's up everybody? Milo X here, getting ready to do another update on the Raptor build. So this week my plan was to finish out the sub box that you can see behind me here. So if you've been following along on the forums, you know that I've been building it over the past month or so. Got 3 kids, full-time job. Don't have as much time for installing as I used to, so doing as much of it as I can and when I get the time. So this weekend had planned to go ahead and get those subs dropped in there, get the T-nuts on, get everything ready for upholstery to go into the Raptor. However, as you know, it's taken me, started building this about a month ago, did not have the speakers on hand when I built it, and so I had a chart sent to me for the cutout dimensions, and apparently I'm just retarded and can't read a chart. So when I got the subs, went to put them into the box, realized that I made a pretty derpy mistake. But it's something that probably, I know that many of you have done, wound up cutting the holes too small. So instead of this video being a video of the build, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my stupidity and show you guys how to fix it. It's a very easy, simple fix if you have the right tools, and just show you guys the proper way to do it. So, you know, you could use a jigsaw if you wanted the holes to wind up looking like a beaver had got a hold of your MDF. Obviously, you can't use the Jasper attachment because the holes are, for the pin, the center pin, are already cut out. So I'm going to show you how to do it with a router and 2 bits. And so instead of this being a build thread, it's going to be a how-to. And y'all can laugh at me and make fun of me. That's fine, but hopefully the information here will help you guys out in case you do something similar. So let's get to it. Alright, so you can see now the extent of the situation that we have here. So what we have is we have a 7-inch cutout already here, 7-inch circle, and the actual diameter that it needs to be is 7.5 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to use 2 bits on the router to expand this circle to the right size. And the bits we're going to use, 1, a rabbiting bit, and 2, a flush trim bit. Now you'll notice that this bit is a top bearing flush trim bit, which will be used in the handheld mode. If you were using this on a router table, more than likely you would just have a regular bottom bearing flush trim bit. So the way this is going to work is this rabbiting bit, you can see here. This rabbiting bit is set with comes with a set of bearings, and what the bearings will do is the bearings are going to help you determine how wide of a cut you're going to put into the wood. So what I did was I pulled out the bearings, put them on top, slid them onto the bit, and you can see here the difference between the edge of the bearing and where the end of the cutter wheel here is 1/4 inch. So what's going to happen when I run the rabbiting bit around the hole is that it is going to cut away 1/4 inch of material all the way around the hole, giving me a 7.5 inch diameter rabbited hole. So you'll see when we do it, but I'll also give you a close-up shot here against the edge of the wood so you can see how this is going to work. Alright, so admittedly I'm not the best artist in the world, but just going to try and give you an idea of how this works. So this is the edge of the MDF right here, and as you can see, the bearing for the bit is going to run along the edge of the MDF, and it is going to cut out, the bit here is going to cut out an L shape out of the MDF. So what it's going to do is it's going to cut in and remove this amount of material. And this material right here is 0.25, so that is 1/4 of an inch. And then what we're going to do is we are going to follow it up with a flush trim bit right here and remove the rest of this material. So we have effectively cut away 1/4 of an inch around the circle using these 2 bits. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up the router and start cutting here. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stuff outside so I don't get dust all over my shop. I don't have a very good dust extraction system yet, so I'm going to open up the garage doors here, take it outside, and start cutting. So see you guys outside. Set up with the rabbiting bit in here. I have the rabbiting bit set to cut just about halfway through the material. So let's get started. Alright, so here we are at this point. You can now see that we have got a nice, clean trim done here, expanding those holes 1/4 inch all the way around using the rabbiting bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just test my measurements one more time, and then come back with the flush trim bit and see if we can plop a speaker in here. Flush trim bit installed into the router here, and the bearing here is going to ride along this newly cut edge that we have made in the circle, and obviously the bit is going to tear away the rest of the material. So let's go ahead and get this started, and I'll see you when we get done. Alright guys, so as you can see, I'm a heck of a lot dustier now and definitely got some sweat going on, but if you look over my shoulder here, you'll see we have success, so pretty stoked. Obviously this wasn't the video that I wanted to make for you guys for this weekend. Would have much rather had wiring and other fun stuff, but you know, I've been at this for what, since I was 16, so I guess 25 years now, and I make stupid mistakes. So, I mean, I think the thing here is just like the key to life, man. I mean, if you make a mistake, you just roll with it. Roll with your installs. You don't have to have everything exactly figured out. Have a good plan going into it, but, you know, when you get a curveball thrown to you like this, don't freak out. Don't break the box down. Don't, well, obviously don't make your holes too big, because it's certainly a lot harder to put material back than it is to take material away. But you know, just roll with it, man. Crack open a Lagunitas and 312 or some other type of frosty beverage, and enjoy your time while you do this. You don't have to rush it either. I see a lot of guys that are absolutely just rushing and rushing and rushing to put their install together, and I think you can enjoy it. You can really just enjoy every piece of it if you want to. You can enjoy the wiring part of it, you can enjoy the construction part of it, the upholstery, all of that stuff. So, you know, for me, it's therapeutic to get out into the shop and do this type of work. So anyways, hopefully this has been, hopefully you guys learned something here. I'm sure at least some of you probably learned a couple of things here. One is to make sure to double check your measurements and learn how to read a chart. And then secondly, some cool tricks with your friend the router, and how you can use that to your advantage. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and crack open another beer and enjoy the rest of my weekend, maybe watch a football game or two. Clean up the shop, putz around here for a little while, then edit this and get it up on the forums for you guys, and enjoy the comments. So for now, signing off. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and thanks. See you guys.